All right, so today we're going to be talking about real customer Redbubble engagement. I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about, but really, we have to figure out if the people who are engaging with this on Redbubble are just botted growth accounts that are focused on selling, which are producers on the Redbubble community, or are they consumers? Are they genuine customers? And so I am currently logged in onto one of my larger accounts on Redbubble right now. And I went into my activity feed and I pulled up a list of accounts that have engaged with me. And I'm going to show you some of those accounts, and some of them are consumers and some of them are producers, in my case competitors. And I want to show you guys the difference between the two and what you can actually expect. So I'm going to show you guys consumers, the consumer accounts that engage with me, and this is the first one. And this goes in no specific list, so you guys could see here. Here's another account. Here is another account, here is another account, here is another account, and here is another account. So just in the past few hours, I had about 1, 2, 3, 4, I just deleted one by mistake, but you guys get the point. 6 people liked my posts, or my designs rather. Now, these designs are all sporadic. Some of them are older, some of them are, relatively newer, a few months old, but nothing too crazy, nothing too recent, nothing brand new. And like I said, these are all different accounts of people that engage with me. When I say engage, I'm talking about favoriting my work on Redbubble. And here, in the past few hours, are people who engaged with me also. So I'm going to go ahead and show you their accounts as well, and I want to show you kind of the difference. So one of those accounts are this person, this Daniel Cavallo, this person, Raven's Design, and also this person, which I featured in yesterday's video. I think it was yesterday's video, I'm not really sure. And something that's interesting, if we view the artist profile on all of these people, if we look at their numbers here, they have a really, really high favorited rate, right? If we look here, let's just go ahead and view this artist profile as well. All 3 of these, have very, very high favorite rates, right? And you could see here, this one has 58,000 favorites, this one has 68,000 favorites, and this one has 51,000 favorites. So what is it that these people know that we currently don't know when it comes to Redbubble? Why are they getting so many favorites? Why are they getting so many followers? What's going on that makes them very different? Well, something that I can tell you is, and I haven't cracked the code completely, but I have cracked the code partially. And something that I can tell you is these individuals are using, I guess you can say, automation tools to help them utilize their process in order to be able to get 51,000 favorites on their work. No matter how long they're on their Redbubble for, they're not going to have enough time to get that many favorites unless they're literally the top 0.0000001%. Right? And they've been featured. But if you notice, none of these accounts have been featured. Not a single one are featured artists. And in fact, they actually take power into their own hands. So I'm going to show you how to take power into your own hands with Redbubble and show you exactly what to do. So you could see here this person, he's following 22,904 people. And he has a total of 3,547 followers. More importantly, the amount of favorites, which is 51,000. Now, favorites are a kind of peculiar statistic because I tell people this before, and maybe I wasn't very clear, but I want to be clear now, is that with the favorites, I've noticed very specifically that when I receive more favorites on a certain item, that item tends to get more traffic, therefore a little bit more sales. But that's not a guarantee in sales, and I want to be clear on that. The item itself, the more favorite it gets, the more attention it gets, put it that way. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get more sales, right? Because really what dominates the choice of sales is the design. If the consumer doesn't like the design, they're not going to purchase it. If it doesn't match what they're looking for, they're not going to purchase it, even if it's a great design. Meaning, for example, if I search for a picture of ocean waves and I see a picture of a cat, it's not going to be something I'm going to purchase, no matter how cute that cat is, or no matter how attractive and how interesting I think that cat is, no matter what, I'm not going to purchase it because it's not what I'm looking for. Remember, buyer intent always matters. With that being said, the number of favorites you're getting will help the Redbubble algorithm when you are competing for a certain keyword. You add those specific keywords in your tags. We spoke about this in the tagging course, the Redbubble tagging course. When you add certain keywords in your tags, right, what happens is that essentially you're in the race with Redbubble. You're in competition for that certain keyword. And the way Redbubble bases this on is that they base this on a few different things. One of them is relevancy. So does the keyword actually exist in your listing? The second thing is the number of sales. The third thing is conversion rate. And the fourth thing, from what I know, is Redbubble favorites, the number of favorites on that specific work. Now, there might be other characteristics that I personally am not aware of right now, but this is kind of based on my understanding of the algorithm of where things have gone. Now, the reason why I could say this is because I've sat down and tested this with hundreds of different designs, and I've done, we do 60 designs per day, so it's really easy to come to this knowledge after doing it thousands and thousands and thousands of times over. So with that being said, there are certain characteristics that essentially allow you to take the power back. And one of those characteristics are using automators to help you grow on Redbubble. Now, using an automator on Redbubble for the favorites is not something that will help you immediately. I want to be clear on that. It's not something that will help you immediately, and this is the way it works. So there's a software here called Bots and Apps Gumroad, which I'll leave my affiliate link in the description box down below. It's a tool that costs $9.99 a month, and it's essentially a tool that the way they describe it is you're doing you're doing favorites, which is this little heart button over here, to the people out there on Redbubble, right? And ideally, the way it would work is that you receive favorites back. And if you follow some of these larger accounts, then I've shown this, like I said in yesterday's video, is that these people are following tons and tons of people. Favoriting tons and tons of people. Some are following more people than others. Like, for example, this account has a low following, is following low amount of people, but this one is following a very, very high amount of people. So it's a little bit different. But with that being said, what they're doing is they're going out there and favoriting people's works. Typically, it's the newer works that pop up and emerge, and they're following they're favoriting people's works. So what happens is as an artist, you might receive this favorite thinking that it's a consumer, and so you might go on their page and favorite their works too, as in terms of, and this is what the company calls it. They call it reciprocal favoring, which basically means that when users favorite or publicly show favoritism towards your work in hopes of receiving favorite back. So basically what they're doing is they're hitting that favorite button for you. So imagine I go to this account here and I hit the favorite button here and I hope for essentially favorites back. And what happens is over time, I eventually do get favorites back from certain people. Now what happens is these guys do it in such large numbers, in such massive numbers, that they're getting massive results back over time. And I want to stress, like I said, that this is not something that's overnight going to get you results. I've noticed this, and when I say results, take that with a grain of salt. If you base your results based on favorites, that's one thing. If you base your results based on income, that's another, which is kind of my argument here, is that I base my results based on income. I don't base it based on favorites or likes or thumbs ups or any of those kind of metrics, right? The only thing that matters is the income at the end of the day in terms of Redbubble. I can get 1 million likes on my work, but if I don't get a single sale, that's not going to do anything for me, right? It's a number at the screen at the end of the day. It's vanity metrics. So back to the concept is that what they're doing here is they're favoriting people's works, random people's works, right? And they're getting these favorites back. And these favorites back in large quantities are helping them boost the organic ranking of their specific designs, which therefore helps them increase income, because when somebody searches for a certain keyword and they see the design, it increases the amount of traffic. Therefore, the traffic may potentially represent sales, obviously based on a conversion rate standpoint, right? So if your conversion rate is 5% and you get more traffic, then you're going to get more sales regardless of the conversion rate. Does that make sense? So hopefully everybody's aware with that. Now, with that being said, that's why I stress to you guys always designing and tagging is very important, so you can boost that conversion rate as high as possible. And if you're not aware, you can head over to autopilotpassiveincome.com and grab the Redbubble tagging course if you feel like you need help with the tagging process, getting more search traffic in that aspect along with titling. And remember that we get our traffic from not only Google but from Redbubble as well with our tagging. And for the POD design course, if you feel like you need help with your designing, maybe you want to learn how to create designs a little bit faster, streamline the process without doing the niche research, this process takes that away from you. The way I do it here in this course, I show it step by step, and I explain everything throughout the process. So if that's something you need to check out, go ahead and check it out. I'll leave those links in the description. With that being said, what these guys are doing is they're utilizing things like these automation tools. Now, just to double check, let's go ahead and take a look at their social media accounts to make sure that they're not gaining all their attention from social media. So here we have a total of 3,547 followers and 51,000 favorites on this account. And on the Raven Design account, we have 68,900 favorites received. Let's go ahead and click on the Instagram account associated with this. And you can see here, the latest photo got 19 likes. Here got 24 likes, and here got 21 likes. So clearly, this Raven account does not relate to, or does not correlate with the amount of favorites received. So that right there is a no-go, and basically it just proves there is automation offsite. Here on this account that has 58,000 favorites, there's not even one single social media associated with this website. So that's another kind of thing that proves that as well. We can go ahead and look at the very last one here. He has a Twitter and a Pinterest, so let's click on the Twitter account and let's see what comes up with the Twitter account. And you can see he has 20 followers on the Twitter account, and the last post was on the 21st of August in 2021. So that's clearly has nothing to do with the growth as well. So there we go. It's just proof that, once again, that these people, you don't need social media to go ahead and grow. Even though social media is a huge benefit as a steroid, these people are not utilizing social media for their growth. They're using automation strictly on Redbubble. So I'll go ahead and give a quick tutorial as to how that works. And what I like to do is I actually like to go to my own profiles that I own and like my own works on other separate accounts. So for example, imagine my account was called Tigers. Let's just I'm going to pick out a random account here. So let's just say this was my account, right? This Chambers account, right? With 12 designs. What I would do is I would go over here, assuming that this is my account. I would open up my automation tool, and I would start my automator based on a certain set of numbers. I would hit start, and what it would do here is it would start for me. And you could see here, it's actually doing all the favorites for me. It already did one right away, did my second one, and so on. With this process, guys, when you're doing the automation, there is a kind of process that I like to use. But it's not something you have to necessarily go by. The company that teaches this, they kind of recommend that you can utilize what you would normally do, like in terms of activity. And we could see just by following the bigger accounts here, like this account and all the other accounts, just by hitting that follow button through the activity feed, over the course of a day, these guys are doing thousands of follows. Favorites. I keep getting that word mixed up. They're doing thousands of favorites, so that's something to be aware of as well. It's just different approaches, and I don't think Redbubble, at least from my knowledge, I mean, I've been doing this for a while with no issues, but like I said, I think the main takeaway from this is what I really meant to say is that when you're favoriting your work, there's two ways to do this. You can favorite other people's work and hope that you get favorites back, or you can favorite your own work. In my case, I favorited my own work. let me just go ahead and shut this tool off. And once again, the tool is right here. Let me go ahead and pull up to the tool right here. I'll leave the affiliate link in the description box for this tool, and it is a automator liker tool. All right, guys. So this is just proof. I mean, there are larger accounts that are doing this, and once again, I tell you guys very specifically is that you're not going to get sales overnight with this process. What you really want to do is you want to play this game for the long haul. So you got to understand that the more likes you acquire, the better chance you're having when it comes down to ranking, and the more traffic you're going to get. In fact, if you compare, let's say your traffic, let's say you decide to start this, on next month, right? This process, you can compare the amount of traffic you got this month compared to next month, right? When you decide to actually do it. And you could see how the traffic went up. And if the traffic went up, you can calculate how much the traffic went up based on how many favorites you sent out, right? So you want to keep track of how many favorites you're doing per day. At least that's my opinion. And so you could actually calculate some results around that, all right? So I'll talk to you guys later. If you want more videos on this, let me know. There's a lot more content to make, and you guys let me know, all right? I'll talk to you later. Peace out. Bye.